Next, I have the great honor to introduce Marlene Freed, the director of CLPP, the Civil Liberties and Public Policy Program. But many of you might not know just how wonderful Marlene is, right? As one of her students, I have the great opportunity to work with her both in the classroom and as an advisor. And Marlene is truly an incredible support to so many students, both at Hampshire College and around the Valley at other colleges. And as I've been realizing here to people all over the country and all over the world, people remember Marlene, and it's a pleasure to come back and see those people coming up to her and giving her hugs and thanking her for all of the great work that she has done. You know, it's as exciting as it is to be writing a paper about abortion rights and seeing, you know, Marlene cited in almost all of my books, or, you know, authoring all of my books, and it's intimidating to write a paper based on books that your teacher writes, let me tell you. But it's incredible to have that opportunity to go to the source, to somebody who's been working in this movement for so long, and to have, you know, to be mentored by this person who can really lead and offer so much to us here at Hampshire and the greater community. So I'm pleased to introduce Marlene to come up here and speak to you all.
So, and all of you who came up and gave me hugs, you can collect your dollars later at the door. I also just want to welcome everybody to this conference. I want to echo the thanks that have already been said, and I want to add a thanks. You know, the thankers never get thanked. So a thanks to Courtney and Anna, the most spectacular student coordinators. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with all of you strong, passionate, dedicated activists. It is really true that some people drove here for 17 plus hours just to be here. And it's really thrilling to look out on you. I started the day early this morning, and I really shouldn't do this, watching Sarah Palin on CNN. It's really okay to boo, you know. So this is really an antidote to all of that. I have been a that's many O's in the word long-time activist. I was mobilized and shaped by the social movements of the 1960s, by the fight for racial and gender justice and equality, and for peace in the movement against the war in Vietnam. When I wrote those words down, I thought, oh my God. So I'm still mobilized for fighting for racial and gender justice and for peace. And I'm proud to be still doing it. I find the times really challenging. When George W. Bush was president, it's all right to hiss, I found that I had greater political clarity. It was easier. Everything was bad. So it's a little harder now, and I'm caught between you go and oh no. So this is the audience participation part. For example, the president tells us he wants a world without nuclear weapons. You go. But we're fighting 2 wars. Oh no. The president is green. I mean, he is super green alternate energy. You go. But this week, drill baby drill. Oh no. And this is going to be a big one, okay? I'm just doing a few because, you know, how long can you do this? Okay, so we expand health care for millions of people. You go. But not everyone will be able to afford it. It's not really for everyone. Undocumented people are excluded entirely. Legal immigrants have to wait 5 years. Millions more women are denied coverage for abortion under the new health bill, and the prohibition that denies low-income women funding for abortion has been codified in the executive order. So now let's hear that really big, oh no. So what are the lessons or guides for moving forward? Number 1, don't cede ground. And I'm going to quote a former student conference coordinator and now kick-ass blogger, Joss Truitt. Joss, I know she's here somewhere. Joss wrote a recent blog, decrying the fact that the pro-choice movement really had just not fought for abortion coverage. And Joss tells us there are no rewards for rolling over. You don't win by losing. So I take from this that immediately what you should all do is demand that President Obama rescind the executive order. He really can do that. And as somebody came up, a former student who's here today, Tim Horn, came up and showed me on one of those snappy little devices, that the Republicans are already out there on making sure that whoever replaces Justice Stevens on the court isn't too liberal. So demand that we get a justice who stands for justice. Number two, understand the fight we are in. Dr. Tiller, George to so many people, was murdered last summer. He had great clarity about this. He said, after picketers had picketed his church, the same church where he was murdered, he said, "Make no mistake, this battle is about the self-determination of women over the direction and course of their lives and their families' lives. Abortion is about women's hopes and dreams. Abortion is a matter of survival for women." And if you were at the Speak Out last night, that was echoed throughout every women's talk. Number three, regain the politics of possibility. It's been a hard year for that. Yes, I'm angry and frustrated too, but moving forward requires more of us. It requires us to believe that we can transform the world by working together and be visionaries. Be visionaries. Demand all of it, not just pieces of it. We want everything. We want reproductive justice. And finally, draw courage and inspiration from each other. When in 2001, Dr. Tiller's clinic was bombed, he walked out the next morning, put a sign on the rubble that said, "Hell no, we won't go." So I want to just read the last verse of what is otherwise a kind of angry poem by Marge Piercy. She wrote it when 2 clinic workers were murdered in Brookline, Mass. 15 years ago. Stand up now and say no more. Stand up now and say, we stand up and say, we will not be ruled by crazies and killers, by shotguns and bombs and acid. We will not dwell in the caves of fear. We will make each other strong. We will make each other safe. There is no other monument. Thank you.